Israel.
Welcome, Cancer.
As you will see, we have 12 boxes here. We'll be reading for the 12 signs of Christmas. And we just so happen to have Cancer right here on the top. What do you know?
Magical.
It's amazing. All right. We're downloading the data right here from the clouds.
Yes, we are.
There goes
Direct.
Dropbox.
Dropbox just went by.
And we will be reading 4-card spread, card for every season. We'll be placing them in the quads.
Yes, and as you can see, I'm shuffling right here in the moment for you. And the first card represents the season of spring for
Yeah, in the upright.
you. In the upright.
So we have the Hierophant in the upright, which
Okay.
for Cancer, okay, so
Yes.
the Hierophant represents traditions, things that are traditional, I should say, institutions, can represent the government, it can represent existing hierarchy, and it is in the upright. So in the spring, this is like a major arcana card, which means there is movement, which you can do nothing about, which has to do with organization, you fitting into organization, and that organization will be traditional. And that seems to play a
Huge role for the spring. It's a counsel card too, so you may need counseling, seeking out help to understand how you're going to fit in to this particular organization.
since you're a Cancer.
Yes.
You're a water sign.
Yes. So that's an interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
For
The
the spring.
Hierophant would be probably a card that a Libra would understand
Oh,
a little
yes.
bit more than a Cancer, because Cancers come from the heart. They
Yeah.
operate from the heart. So this is,
This is much more of a card having to do with analysis, seeking someone who can help analyze the situation for you to give you a clue as to how you're going to fit.
it's kind of like understanding the rules of the game, I guess.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Whatever game that might be that you're playing.
It's like reading the instructions in the Monopoly game.
Oh, that's right. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, and then in the next position, Cancer, we have another major arcana card,
What's a major?
which
coming up?
is the card,
It's-
it's the Tower.
It's the Tower, and it has both the mundane and the esoteric interpretations. And on a mundane level, it could simply mean that suddenly you may have to move. Suddenly, your immediate environment changes. Suddenly, the organization that you've been trying to fit into might disintegrate or fall apart, because that's about organization. So,
Right.
so somehow the order of the
Things.
structure of things falls. And but on an esoteric level, it has to do with egoism. And whenever one becomes too egoistic, it tends to create disaster. So someone's ego, whether that be yours or those around you, is causing the structures of your life to
And it's sudden.
it's sudden. Yes, it's a card of immediate. You're not anticipating it.
And unfortunately, and this is a sad analogy, but the Tower is reminiscent of the towers, the Twin Towers.
Oh.
Yeah, which, I mean, they were taken down in a flash, and that is a very sad situation.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be on a world level even, if we're going to look at this from a world level, which is often the Hierophant represents government,
Oh.
the world, that type of thing. And sometimes this can just mean this is what's on your mind.
Or maybe the troubles that government is having affect you in some way negatively. That is that maybe you can't get your checks the way
Yeah.
that you want,
Mhm.
or that you're not getting the assistance. And with Obamacare with the disaster that it's going through right now,
Right.
a lot of people are finding it, they're unable to find assistance the
Mhm.
way they've been promised.
Or they're not claiming the, I mean, this is all what is happening inside of you, because all of
Yes.
this happens inside of us,
It's
not outside of us, so
No, but
this is.
sometimes the outside can
Yeah.
affect our life tremendously.
And these are two major arcana cards.
Right.
Which is interesting, because this says this stuff's out of your control.
Right, something is
So-
beyond your control
Mhm.
and you're being affected by it.
Yeah.
On an interior level, again, it has to do with deep questions of whether you're allowing your ego to rule.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, it will have disastrous effects.
Mm-hmm.
So that's,
Well, maybe you felt safe and now you're, okay, wow, Cancer. All right, so in the third position, which seems to be the point where we pivot out of spring and summer, we have the devil in the upright, which,
So-
speaking to vice, speaking to, going to vice, and finding comfort in vice, sometimes checking out, and that's usually what addictions are all about. So this card is all about diving down into the shadow
yeah.
to sort of, it's like an ostrich with his head in the sand. You don't want to deal with what's going on, and so instead you just decide to fall into vice. But devil is also can be.
Passion.
Yeah. I don't see it as the devil, or people get the devil and they're like, oh my God, I get the devil, but
Yeah,
it's not
but it
that
could
bad.
be, but the devil also, and in tarot and in many other more ancient traditions, has represented materialism.
Mhm.
So maybe what you do to compensate
For the tower, yeah,
for the
yeah.
tower is you immerse yourself in materiality.
Mhm.
You get
Such as what would be material?
just pursuing money,
Shopping?
shopping, money.
Maybe you shop.
Just you need your total focus
Yeah.
becomes the material.
Yeah,
realm.
you redecorate.
Or you redecorate,
Uh-huh.
or you simply overshop.
Right. Or you spend a lot of money on Botox or whatever
Right.
is in the here and now, which is
Right.
fine. I love Botox,
It's
but
frivolous.
I do. But that's interesting because it's also the time of harvest. And you go move into the devil, and the devil is a time of frivolity because of the time of harvest, and it's pan, and it's,
Right.
it's,
Or it could just be you're drinking too much.
it's just moving away from all of this other stuff, which is,
Yeah.
you feel out of control, and
Yeah.
actually you are out of control.
Yeah, it seems like
This is out of your control.
something's shaking you up a little bit.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to find a solution to that. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's addiction, and sometimes it's just immersing yourself in the ultimate practical things of life.
Yeah.
So not to have heart ties, not to care about emotional things anymore,
Uh-huh.
and just to go through
Yeah.
life on a purely pragmatic and material
Yeah, and on a
level.
material
Mhm.
level, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Eating a lot.
Eating a lot. That always solves everything,
Right.
doesn't it?
Right. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, and food, right? Okay, and then we have in the fourth and final position, oh boy, you finally get a grip in the winter.
You get it back together again.
Yeah, so we have the Ace of Swords in the upright. So clear thinking,
Yes,
and
comes back.
it is a minor arcana card, which is good because that means you're back in control.
Right.
And you will, at the end of the year, you will see your way through, you'll be able to cut through all this craziness going on previously, which, when we go back here to the Hierophant, don't you see, the Hierophant is the law.
Is the law.
Yeah, the Hierophant is governance. Okay, so cutting through and getting feels like they're getting a sense of what is going on. It comes all the way back. So maybe understanding. So the Council of Cards maybe, sort of get your arms around what is going on in the spring.
Yeah, do your best to really understand the law, perhaps.
Mhm.
Understand your rights.
Yes.
Whether that's strictly speaking with the government, but it could also be your rights in your own life. What
Yeah.
right do you have?
Right.
What
Yeah.
do you want?
Correct.
Yeah.
Not right. Correct. Yeah. Because
Yes.
it is about black and white thinking.
Yes.
This is not about matters of the heart.
No, it isn't.
No.
And you're dealing with things, unfortunately, in the fall, not in the best of ways, but we're all human,
Yes.
and
And that's all right.
that's all right.
We all have shadow sides.
Right.
Bring it out into
Bring
the
it out.
light. Just do a lot of it until you're sick of it.
That's right. That's what it takes often. What is the road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom.
Ooh.
And that's
So
good.
thanks so much for watching.
And I hope you tune in next month and see what's going on in January.
Right. We'll be doing all the signs every single month. And
If you know your rising sign or moon sign, please look at those as well. And thank you so much for subscribing.
if you would please make comments on that down part.
Oh yes, please do.
We love the comments.
Yes, yes. How interesting they are to us.
We live vicariously through you. We actually had one guy ask us to both marry him.
Yes. What a strange fellow he was.
Yeah. It would be
A
very,
masochist, no doubt.
it'd be very expensive. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you in January.
Bye.
Bye bye, Cancer.